Hello, welcome back to my Minecraft city. Now, I do have an announcement about this city. One of my old friends that worked pretty heavily on this map has actually found my video that I did a while back showing it off, and we have actually gotten back into touch because of it, and we are deciding to work on this server every so often. First of all, build the things that have already been halfway done, and then we get to build new things. And this is just a side thing. I won't retract from the mod at all if you're worried about that. I have worked on it a little bit more recently, but that's kind of just because I just released a mod update, so I did want to break from Hoi 4 just for a second. So building on this map will continue, but it won't be something that destroys mod times. It won't turn into the Darkest Hour or TNO or any mod that takes like a million years to upload. But I do want to show off first of all what we've added, or second of all what we've added. First of all, I want to show off just this building in particular, but second of all, I do want to every other week or so do an update on the progress. Look, you can see the tallest tower right there. How beautiful is that? But this is going to be the police station. Now, this was built near the end of our original build time on this world, around 2023, so 2 years ago. And it was left when we abandoned the world with just the lobby done and nothing else. And I have came in and I have done some touches to the lobby, and I have filled in the entire rest of the building, including the penthouse. I've also reworked the entire outside because the windows were a little too short, so I increased the window height, the floor height, and changed the penthouse walls a little bit more. So this kind of had a total overall pretty much. But I do have to credit my old friend Ty for building this. This is mostly his creation. Of course, it was all his at first, and now I've come in and touched up on it, but it is still at the end of the day his creation, definitely. But it's a very pivotal building. It's in a very important spot in the world because it does have lakefront, like it's lakefront property, so it always is there no matter where you are if you're standing near the lake. So it's very made me very dissatisfied to see it empty. So this is why I worked on it, and this is actually the police HQ. So let me just take you through here. Now you walk in and you have this huge, elegant room, very pretty. And you have this nice desk or table where you can wait and talk with your people. You have, of course, the reception desk, and you have some hallways to walk around, chat with people. And here you have a small break room, I believe, for the employees of this receptionist desk. So that's very cool. And here you have a small supply closet. So that is something. We have just waiting chairs and nice foliage all throughout the building, which is a nice change compared to some buildings on this server. And we have, of course, a nice like police-style logo, and then we have people. So this is obviously someone, he's unnamed, and then this is Sheriff Bob B. Bunches. He is a sheriff of these parts. Very good to know. But this goes about it as Ty's contribution, as always, for the inside. Now if we go over here, we have the actual elevators, and there's two elevators, but there's also this door to the side. Let's take this, and this is an employees only door, and you walk through here and you have access to, wow, look at that view, so beautiful, this little security thing where you can flip the switch of this, and as you can see, I've added an underground thing. Now the template for this was here before, and it was just this ramp going down and this wall right here. That was about it, but it was covered up. I discovered it while I was rebuilding. I was like, wow, I actually like that better. I like the idea of it going underground better. So that's what I've done here. I've redone that. And this is where the police cars are stored, of course, but it has that extra layer of security, which is very cool. If you come down here, you can see we have a parking garage with a good number of cop cars here. You can see this one is rushing out. We have the elevators right here. And then we have some SWAT trucks as well. Very cool in my opinion. If we take this elevator back up, you can see we're here. This is for the garage only, but it is closed right now, so I guess we won't go in. But it does actually go all the way down. But let's take this up to the floors. Now, there's two different floors that are copied. There is one floor that's mainly an office, and then there's another floor that is half office and also half like holding cells, lockup, of course, things like that. But most of this building's purpose is administrative and places for detectives to work and stuff like that. But let me just show you the first floor here. As you can see, each floor has a colored marker depending on if it's offices or lockup. You can see, there we go. Well, actually, I've seemed to have forgotten that this will fade because copper. So that's a whoops. But yeah, this is the first floor, offices. And you can see we have kind of an industrial feel here with some added plant life, and you can see there's desks all around. These are papers stacked up, shelves, drawers. This is the computer itself, and these cubicles are quite spacious, quite nice. You would go over here and talk to your buddy, hey, how do you feel about this case, or blah blah blah. And then we have our nice water machine, and then we have our calendar. You can see there's some messages on here too, just random stuff. Remember your training, stuff like that. And then you have a little elevated section. This is where like one of the floor supervisors or one of the higher ups in the floor would work, and so they have like a kind of overlook over everything, and they can kind of have that administrative stance and feel. So that's very cool. You can see if we go on this side, this hallway leads again to a very nice view, but also to the evidence room. So if we go in here, we have a small evidence room filled with relevant cases and files and paper and actual evidence itself, which is very neat. Of course, this is definitely needed for a police station, so it only seemed right to add here. We have a nice little fish tank here as well, and then in here we have a small closet again for the janitor, and just more desks along this way. I don't know what happened to this guy. I guess he's very overworked and very lazy. And we have some more rooms in this like central core bit of the skyscraper that I've built here. First we have a meeting room here. So we have a nice table right here, and then we have a projector that is on right now showing whatever they want to show, their PowerPoints. So that is very neat. And then also we have our interrogation room in here. So if you go in here, you have your interrogation room. This is where you would attach the handcuffs to their ankle or something like that. And the prisoner would be here, officer would be right here, and we have this quote-unquote one-way glass, although it's really two-way, where they can observe the criminal as he's interrogated. So that, I think, is very neat. Of course, again, a very important addition. And lastly, we have the like general manager's office, or I don't know what you call him, the sergeant's office or something like that. And here we have a small, desk or a nice little painting and stuff. And this is a desk where the boss will talk to you. Hey, did you know that you weren't doing too good on that? Or hey, blah blah blah. So that is very neat. And this building, by the way, has 14 floors. So this is the first of 14. But again, it's only 2 different templates that are switched around. Here we have the lockup floor, and as you can see, it's pretty much the same, except we have taken out a few of their office, the office functionalities. So over here you can see we have lockup, and we have a good couple of cells here with just the essentials, a bed, and imagine a small toilet here or something like that. And you can walk through, and it goes all the way through to the other side, so you can access it from both sides. And it takes the place of the interrogation room and also the meeting room. So that's very cool. The manager's room is still here. That is the only difference. And that is both floor templates showed. Now let's go all the way to the tippy top to the final floor. You can kind of see what I mean. See, this is what it's supposed to look like. I don't know why it's being so odd. But I definitely should have waxed this copper. Whoops. We're on the 12th floor now, 13th floor, and 14th floor. Let's just see what this view looks like actually from the very top floor. I'm sure it's very nice. Oh yeah, it is. You can see all the way to the suburb there. You can see the very top of this building. You can see into the restaurant almost that's up there. You can see the higher balloon in the distance. Mount Stavensburg, of course. It's all very nice. But let's just lastly go to the top floor of this. As you can see, it is a little bit different. We have much higher ceilings. This is kind of a very grand room. This is the place where you go for important shit. And I'll show you what that important shit is. You have a very big waiting room here. There's a lot of long lines here, maybe, something like that. Again, you can peer into this room. How cool. Oh, wow, look at that. And there's our tallest tower right there. Gorgeous. We have 2 rooms here. The first room is going to be the county sheriff's office. This is where you would go to have meetings with the sheriff directly, but also mainly to have huge briefings and big conferences that involve him. There's not much going on here, but there is these curtains here, so you could close off this section if the chief was by himself. You can close this section. You can see this curtain is hanging right now. This curtain is still tied. I'm not sure what happened here, but I thought that would be kind of neat feature. And we have seats for talking here, and then we have the county sheriff's chair, and other important officials can talk here and talk to the whole the important heads of the Gem City Police Department. So that is very neat. And then lastly, we have a very big top secret evidence room. This is the evidence room for the most brutal or unsolved crimes. So the unsolved crimes, the more intense crimes, they go here. You can see we have big shelves stocked full of evidence. This is old stuff, more important stuff, so of course this is more secure. We have an iron door here, and this is a table where people who come here can lay out their files and kind of discuss with each other. That way they don't have to just like stand there, or they have a place to roll maps out, roll evidence sheets out, and just discuss it. And there's just a couple of big shelving units here. But that is pretty much it for the Gem City Police HQ. It was very fun to make this building. Very nice to see it lit up now and actually working. And it was one of the first things we've done to this world. Again, I do want to give weekly updates if this goes on. Kind of showing what we do, so you have that kind of like interactive part. If you do care about Minecraft, a lot of people don't. If you're here for Hoi 4, then I understand. But again, this is a project very dear to me. Of course, this building itself is already 2 years old, and this server itself is quite a bit older. It's nice to finally get back into it, give it love. It's been sitting abandoned for a couple years now, which is crazy to say. And it's very nice to see it like this now. I'm very proud of myself, and I want to do more. But yeah, that's about it for the showcase. I just want to show you a nice tour of the building. If you like this, if you want to see other Minecraft videos, look into my gaming playlist. You'll find plenty there. If you are interested in what I said, you heard the word Hoi 4. Okay, I play that game. I have a mod of my own called RWS. You can check that out on Steam and check that out on YouTube. I do development diaries on that. I show my people what I'm planning to do. Take their suggestions, stuff like that. If that interests you, you can check that out. But yeah, that's about it. See ya.